In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 things people usually want to know about before choosing to make a move to Cedar City, Utah. If you stick around till the end, I will throw a bonus one out there for you as well. My name is Elizabeth Prisbrey. I'm with Stratum Real Estate Group, and if you are looking to make a move here to Cedar City, Utah, or really any of the surrounding areas, I would love to help you out with that. Please feel free to call, text, or email anytime. My contact information is down below in the description. All right, let's talk about the top 10 things people are usually asking me about before they choose to make a move here. The number one thing is going to be religion. Cedar City is in Utah. It is predominantly Mormon here, meaning about 50 to 60% of the population here is Mormon-based faith. However, there are several other denominations here. Most of them are Christian-based. If you are looking for a mosque or something like that, you're going to have to head south to St. George, Utah. Number two on this list is going to be housing. Now, this list isn't in any particular order. These are just the top 10 things people usually ask about. As far as housing goes, I do a lot on this channel to discuss housing, but I want to give you a brief overview. We have a lot of people that actually choose to retire in Cedar City. However, we really only have one 55 plus community here, which is currently Crescent Heights. For the most part though, Cedar City is a very custom area, meaning not a lot of tract housing. We are getting a few developments here and there where you will see more tract housing, where there's about 4 or 5 different floor plans in the neighborhood. Most of them look the same, but for the most part, Cedar City is very custom. And we have some more rural parts as well. Enoch is just north of Cedar City, so sometimes you don't really know whether you're in Enoch or Cedar City if you are on the north end of town. And Enoch is going to be more of that farmland, rural area. And as you get to the outskirts of Cedar City, you will also feel like you are in a more rural part of southern Utah. However, if you're more central in Cedar City, we do have some beautiful neighborhoods, beautiful custom homes. Everything is very unique and different. The median sales price for the last year, we're currently midway through 2024, has been right between $350,000 to $360,000. That price point gets you really a townhouse, or if you want a single family home at that price point, you are looking at a smaller, more aged home. If you're wanting something a little bit newer, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you're looking right around the low 400,000s. Now, the third one we're going to look at is education. Cedar City is a college town. We have SUU here, which is Southern Utah University. We also have an aviation program here that uses our airport and works with SUU. Cedar City is also part of the Iron County School District. We have 2 high schools here and 2 middle schools here. We have Canyon View High School and Canyon View Middle School on the north end of town. It kind of splits the town midway, and the north end goes to Canyon View. And then on the south end of town, we have Cedar City High School and Cedar City Middle School. We have about 7 elementary schools here. That does include the elementaries out in Enoch, because the 2 towns really do bleed together, and the students in Enoch will also go to Canyon View Middle School and Canyon View High School. Now, on top of that, we have Gateway Preparatory Academy, which is a charter school for K through 8 students. We have Southwest Tech College, which is right across the street from Cedar City High School. And then we have a Success Academy. There are a few more other options in there. Those are the main ones that I wanted to make sure that you are aware of. Now, the fourth thing we want to talk about is the economy here. Cedar City has pretty strong employment growth. I'll actually put a link to the city's economic data down below in the description. So if you want to check that out on your own, or when you see this, it might be a few months from when I posted it, so they may have updated data. But we do have a really strong employment growth. So for example, ending 2023, we saw a 6.4% job growth increase from 2022. That's really quite a lot. And in Iron County, our unemployment rate has consistently been below 3%. We're sitting right around 2.7% currently. Of course, that could change when you see this. So again, go down, check out that link so that you can get up-to-date data. Now, with that being said, Cedar City really does have a lower wage. The average wage here is about $3,800 a month. I will say it is a college town. We do get a lot of tourism through here. So we do have a lot of high school and college students that have lower paying wages that will bring that average down. But it does give you kind of an idea if you wanted to compare that average monthly salary to where you're currently living or to other areas in the country, to give you an idea of what to expect when you move in here. A lot of people that move here are retired, or they're working remotely, or they're heading down to St. George to work, or Cedar City actually has a wage that is higher than where they are coming from. So I just want you to be aware we have have low unemployment, we have strong job growth, but our wages are still lower than I would like to see them. All right, number 5 on this list is going to be our climate. Now, I did jump you into the average temperatures just found through a search on Google because I like the graphs that they show here. It gives you an idea of the temperatures. So for example, the lows in Cedar City right now, we're currently in May, we're looking at about 45 degrees as an average and 72 degrees as a high. You can see our highest in the summer is about 90 degrees. I have seen it get up to 100 for maybe an hour or two midday, but for the most part, our average hangs around 90 degrees with 63 as a low. One of the things that I love about Cedar City is in the summertime, it's beautiful in the morning, it's beautiful in the evening. If it does heat up, it's right in the middle of the day hours, and we actually have the lake at the hill that you can go up, you can paddle around on a paddleboard, lay on a man-made beach, and get some sun in those warmer hours. And so you really get the best of both worlds in the summers here. I really love it in the summer. As far as the winter goes, you can see our high in the winter is right around 43 degrees, with our low being right around 22 degrees. And that's for December and January. Snowfall, we average about 1.5 inches of snow in the winter time. The years will vary. This last year, we didn't get a lot of snow, but the year prior, we had a lot of snow and it just kept coming. However, in Cedar City, that snow will come for a day or two. They get the plows out really pretty quick. So if you're not driving when it is snowing and bad, then you're pretty good. They'll get the plows out and then you're good to go. For the most part, the snow melts off within a few days. So we do get a mild 4 seasons here. You see snow in the winter, but it's not horrible here with the snow. Now, what the graph didn't show is that Cedar City is windy. It's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. However, it does tend to go through a pattern for the most part. The mornings are pretty beautiful. The wind will start to pick up mid-afternoon, and then it seems to die down in the evening. With that being said, we still have our windy season, which is what I've been experiencing the last few weeks, and I'm telling you, I don't love it. I'm not a fan. So if you have to be outside a lot and you have my hair, it can get pretty frustrating. If you have short hair or wear a hat a lot, it's probably not going to bother you. Let's just say it's starting to die down again and I'm ready to get back to our regularly scheduled program of a little wind in the afternoon. All right, number 6 on this list is taxes. Currently, the state income tax is 4.65%. If you are coming from a state that does not have state income taxes, be aware of that. However, if you're coming from a state that does, maybe this is lower than what you're paying, maybe it's higher than what you're paying, but just be prepared, there is a state income tax here. As far as property taxes go, obviously that's going to be based on the appraised value of your home. The county will go in and they'll appraise those at the beginning of every year. However, you will not be taxed on that until the end of November of that same year. Now, with that being said, if it is your primary residence, you will get a 45% discount, so you are only taxed on 55% of the value of your property, which you might find that you love if you're coming from a state that has a really high property tax. Number 7 on my list is culture. What is the vibe here? What are you going to feel? I can tell you it's very friendly. Well, that's my opinion. Be aware that that is my opinion. I found people to be very, very friendly. So be prepared to have a conversation if you're walking into the grocery store and to make a friend. With that being said, Cedar City is known as Festival City, USA. We have a lot of festivals here. We have the Utah Shakespeare Festival, which takes place between June and December every year. It's actually a Tony Award-winning production, and there are a lot of plays that take place on the SUU campus. They have multiple theaters there. It really is a beautiful and fun event. We have a Renaissance Fair that takes place in the summertime at the Main Street Park, which is really pretty cool with all the costumes and venues. There's a lot for kids to go out and take part in. Then, of course, we have our 4th of July celebrations. We also have the July Jamboree, which is a car show that takes place all the way down Main Street. Really pretty cool. And then we'll have our Cedar City Livestock and Heritage Festival, where they'll do a sheep parade all the way down Main Street and then take it over to the Diamond Z, where you can experience some of those events. On top of that, for our small town of about 41,000 people, we actually have a lot of food places here. Not what you're going to get in California or Las Vegas, but for a small town, we have an unbelievable amount of food here. I will link my Food Friday playlist down below in the description so that you can check out some of the food places we have here. I spent over a year highlighting different food locations here in town, and I didn't even use any of the chain restaurants like Chili's, Applebee's. We have those too, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King. We have all of those, but they were local businesses. So definitely check that out and try some different places when you come into town. And then on top of that, Cedar City is known for its proximity to outdoor recreation. Within less than an hour, about a 45-minute drive, you can get up to Bryan Head or Duck Creek, where you can experience a lot more snow in the winter, do snowmobiling, you can do skiing, snowboarding. In the summertime, you can head up the lifts in Bryan Head and mountain bike down. We also have Three Peaks Recreation Area nearby, which has access to tons of trails out there. There's a model port to launch your model planes. There is disc golf out there. There's camping. There's rock crawling. There's an equestrian trailhead out there. There's RC cars. You really have everything within a 10-minute drive from Cedar City out at Three Peaks. And then we have the Canara Falls Slot Canyon hike, which is close by, about a 20-minute drive. And then if you head south closer to St. George, you're going to hit Snow Canyon and you can hike through those beautiful red rocks. So we really are in a great location for a lot of outdoor recreational activities, and that kind of adds to the culture and vibe that you're going to feel when you come into town. Sometimes you're going to see side-by-sides driving down the road, or kids on their dirt bikes or four-wheelers up in the hills, which are right around town. It really is just a fun place to live. All right, the 8th thing that I wanted to talk about is water. Although we are in a high desert here, we do have a lot of greenery around. It is still a desert. Water is always a concern when you are in the desert. With that being said, Cedar City has a water conservation plan. I'm going to put a link to their website down below in the description if you want to check out that plan. They are constantly working on building basins and collecting that snow melt as it runs down Coal Creek so that we can get more water back into the aquifer. So be aware of that. We are in a desert. Obviously, you always want to conserve water. The city has a plan. Check it out, see what you think, and feel free to call the water district and they'll answer any questions that you have on that. Now, I want to add to this that if you're buying undeveloped land out here or a house that was developed outside of the city, it's likely that it's on a well and it has a water right attached to it. That gets a little bit stickier. We can dive into that if that applies to you, but you can either be on city water or on a well depending on where you are located when you move here. All right, number 9 is utilities. Write these down if you're moving here so that you know who to contact. These are the companies that are typically used here. For power, we have Rocky Mountain Power. For gas, we have Dominion Energy. And then for your water, sewer, and trash, that's just going to be through Cedar City. We do have a few different internet companies here. Off the top of my head, we have CenturyLink, we have SC Broadband, and we have InfoWest. There are a couple of others. Those are the 3 main ones. I've used both CenturyLink and SC Broadband because when I first moved here and I was renting a townhouse while I built, CenturyLink had the type of internet that I needed for the area I was in. Once I moved into my home, SC Broadband had the type of internet that I needed for where I was moving. Both worked great for me. You want to look in to see which one is going to service your area the best. Number 10 is politics. Nobody likes to talk about it, but it's here, it's on the list, and everybody seems to want to ask. We are in southern Utah. It is a pretty conservative state. So when you are coming here, know that you are walking into a conservative state. With that being said, it is a very friendly community. I know I said that before. Come, enjoy people, be friendly. They're going to be friendly back. It is a great place to live. What really matters here to people is just being kind to one another. All right, that's my top 10 list of what most people are asking me about. I do have the bonus one for you for those of you that have stuck around. Cedar City is getting an inland port. It is going to be to the west of town. It will be 900 acres and they are supposed to start construction on that soon. If you don't know what an inland port is, think about a port off the ocean where the ships come in and they unload those big containers onto the port and then trucks pick them up and ship them off. Basically, those big containers are going to get on a train and they're going to be brought to an inland port where it will then disperse to those trucks. So it will help our economy here. It is going to bring even more jobs, but it will be to the west side of town near Iron Springs. So if you are concerned about being too close to that, just be aware that that is coming. All right, that wraps it up. Top 10 things people usually want to know about when they move to Cedar City, plus a bonus there for you. Remember, if you are looking to move here or really anywhere in southern Utah, my name is Elizabeth Prisbrey. I'm with Stratum Real Estate Group, and I really would love to help you out with that. Please feel free to reach out anytime. All right, until next time, have a wonderful day.